You call this what you want, a 90-minute emotional roller coaster, a series of miniature heart attacks. There's a jump scare, I guess, in here that just, my heart was pounding throughout this film. And I think that's what you're looking for in a war movie, but a war movie from A24 and one that is co-directed by a veteran, the total package. So I'm going to tell you why right now Warfare may just be my favorite movie of the year.
Copy, we're getting a buildup of activity here too.
Yeah, I definitely see weapons at this point.
Yeah, we have definite massing.
So this is a film about brotherhood, where a platoon of soldiers are embarking on a mission in Iraq. We get the time, the date, and the reality of the situation that was actually happening back in the day. And as we know, this is a cliche statement, war is hell. I think everyone said that in their initial reaction to this movie, because Warfare is a film that really just puts all of that on display. And it's weird calling this a story. I mean, it is a story, but this is one of those movies where you don't get a lot of character development. This is one of those movies where you don't really learn a lot about each of them, even though the cast is stacked. And we'll go through it here in just a second. But you're just in this moment in time with these characters on a mission where you don't even truly know what their intentions are, but everything goes haywire in an instant, and the mission shifts. It goes from here's what we were here to do to now we have to survive. And these brothers have to survive. A true story where, according to everyone involved, is as accurate as it could possibly be. And I love that they put that on display, let you know that ahead of time, and did everything they could to keep that intact. I think that's important, right? Not every war movie has to be totally and completely accurate for the sake of storytelling, character development, but the fact that it puts that on display in the beginning allows me to forgive somewhat the narrative issues with this story, if you will, because again, most movies in this vein give you a backstory, give you a build-up, allow you to learn about the characters involved, or get something to lead you into that situation. Again, this movie, it throws you into it. And our co-director here, Ray Mendoza, he prominently puts that on display, like I said, but allows you to understand what they're going for. I've seen some criticisms with this movie that I, again, completely understand, like the narrative structure feels off. We're within this moment of time, but it's hard to really care about characters that you don't know about totally, and I kind of disagree. I push back on that because, again, I think we understand the situation that these characters are in, and from a narrative structure standpoint, it comes the nerdy critic, right? We have to have something to care, and normally it would be the writing behind these characters that give you that emotional connection. But for me, the circumstances of this situation, understanding how much they care about each other, but also why they are there in the first place, and the fact that this is a totally and entirely true story from what they are saying, that's kind of enough for me. And I appreciate Alex Garland, our other director here, our co-director, who just did Civil War last year, finding that focus ahead of time, understanding what this movie is, not trying to be anything more than that. I think a lot of films, they're either trying to do too much, there's a couple of side plots that don't normally fit in a film like this. A movie like Warfare could have capped it off in a very different way, taking us with some of these characters, or pushed us into this story without dropping us in this location, other than one scene at the beginning, like they did. But they both decided, no, this is what we're going to do. We're going to place you in this moment in time, and we're going to put all these filmmaking techniques on display and keep the story true and real. And so, again, completely understanding not everyone getting that impact. I got it because I saw the vision. I saw what they were going for. This is 90 minutes of brutality and pain and anger, and all these thoughts are rushing through your head like, why are they even there in the first place? You know what I mean? Like, why are these kids, some of them kids, a lot of them men, but some of them so young, man. It's like, why do they have to do this? And that's what you're so thankful for when it comes to our military and what they are doing for us back home so we can live our lives. And this movie is it's one of those things that just opens that up for us. Now, I was a big fan of Civil War, and we'll go further back in his filmography here in a second, even though it didn't give you the why they were in the Civil War, even though it didn't have political commentary, which a lot of people were missing. I liked that. It chose a focus, it stuck to it, but there were parts of that film, and I just rewatched it, that didn't entirely know what they wanted or needed to be, even though I still loved it as a whole. Warfare understands what it is, but then focuses on what can make a war movie great. Painful, emotional, but great. I'm going to start with the sound design. Absolutely phenomenal. Like, sound design, impeccable in this movie. Just unbelievably not only accurate, but again, that moment, I won't tell you which one, scare me to death. I watch a horror movie, jump scares, they don't do it for me. That moment in this film, I'll just say it's an explosion. I jumped. I never jump in movies, and a lot of that is the sound design. I watched this in IMAX, by the way. There's no other way to watch this movie. You gotta watch it in IMAX, and so that was incredible. The visuals, I think that the focus on the simplicity of the filmmaking was awesome, and then just how you're feeling after it's over, reeling from that, exhausted. I was exhausted by the end of this movie, and even though I can't look at it and say, oh my God, it's a masterpiece of a film, because it's hard to do that when you don't learn anything about the characters. I appreciate the director sticking to their guns, but you're just dropped in and then you're lifted out at the end. And I feel as if a lot of people will want more by the end of this movie, but you are here for the mission at hand, which changes and shifts as you go. And I really respect and appreciate that. So there's not a lot more to say about Warfare than what it is, because it doesn't go beyond, it doesn't give you one of the best scripts you've ever seen. It's really just a technical masterclass, and then a film that you watch, you appreciate, it's over, probably never going to revisit it because it's that kind of movie, but I can respect it. I can really respect what it did, what it's going for. Again, difficult to go beyond that because it's only 90 minutes in this one location. But if you want to truly appreciate and be horrified by what war is and was, still is, then I think you should give Warfare a shot. Obviously, I have to talk about the cast, even though you don't learn a lot about them. Will Poulter, Cosmo Jarvis, Joseph Quinn, Kit Connor, Michael Gandolfini, Noah Centineo, Charles Melton. I can't believe how stacked this cast is. But at the end of the day, it's like I can't even name a standout character because it's all just one horrible situation. And you care so much about each of them, but again, individually, it's hard to parse through which one was my actual favorite. I guess standout performances, Joseph Quinn and Cosmo Jarvis, both of them were incredible in this movie because of what they were asked to do. So that's kind of where the emotional range stops for me, but the ensemble cast is also what makes you care so much about them in this moment. Garland has made movies in the past that I find rewatchable. Annihilation, you almost have to watch it again to kind of understand what's going on. Ex Machina, which I still believe is his best movie, rewatchable because of the themes involved. Warfare is a tough one to even think about rewatching, but in the back of my mind, I'm like, well, I am going to recommend it to one of my best buds. He's a veteran, but he's a veteran that likes war movie recommendations, and this is one that I will be giving to him. Also, my parents, my wife, I'm going to tell people to watch this movie because I think it's a really important movie, and because of that, and the fact that this hasn't been the best year ever, that's why it is my favorite movie of the year. It will get surpassed because there will be narratives that surpass it, but just as an experience right now in early April, this is the one that did it for me. So I want to know, are you watching Warfare? Did you watch it this weekend? This review is going to come out a little later, and man, I really appreciate you all just liking these videos, sharing them. It means the world to me. I freaking loved Warfare. It's an astounding combination of intense filmmaking and impeccable sound design. The unwavering brutality is captured in a way that allows humanity to shine through, yet this is such a grim realization that war is indeed hell. It only showcases one brief moment in the lives of these men, but that is more than enough to change someone's perspective. From a narrative standpoint, it could have absolutely been better, but what it was is something that I really respect and appreciate. Both directors, the entire cast, you get it. All right, thanks for watching. I'll see you soon.